Hello there, Internet world. My name is Renee Jones, and this is 2 Minutes with TLS. This is going to go a little bit longer, so I wanted to give you a heads up, but just know it's only going to be like 2-3 minutes longer. Before I get to the title, I do want to ask you to subscribe to the channel. Also, like the video. Liking the video gets us higher in the algorithm so that we get noticed and recognized across this great distribution industry. And subscribing to the video allows us to make sure that you're made aware when new content becomes available. I know for me, being older, it's a little difficult sometimes to subscribe, but channels that I really like, I do subscribe and I take advantage of their content because I do find it useful, which I'm hoping you find this information useful as well. So today's title is, If You Don't Feed the Warehouse, They'll Eat the Customers. It's actually one of my favorite titles that I've created in a long time. What I mean by that is we understand that there are issues that exist within every organization. Many of those issues, if you're a distribution company or a manufacturing plant as well, many of those issues exist within the entry-level positions, which is your warehouse or the manufacturing plant. What we overlook is when there's a shipping error, when there's something that's received wrong, which causes a shipping error, when there's credits not processed, sitting around waiting for days, weeks, or months to be processed, or delivery drivers don't show up, so you miss delivery times. Sometimes you're missing elevator times, depending on if you're in one of the major metropolitan cities. But whatever it is causing your warehouse to actually devour your customers. Now, how are they devouring them? When you make enough mistakes, customers aren't going to tell you what you need to do to stop making those mistakes. They're just going to go start purchasing from your competitor. So they're literally being eaten or devoured by your warehouse. The way to fix this is to address those problems within your organization before they become even larger and now they're too difficult or too complex for you to actually start addressing. One of the things that happens is, especially in times like we're seeing today, where things are a little uncertain, we're not sure what's going to happen with the economy. I'm not an economist, so I can't tell you whether we're going to be doing the same tomorrow as we will next year or things will get worse. But I can tell you the signs look a little different. I think everyone's dealing with supply chain disruptions. Those things have been there for years. We just chose to ignore them. So when there's a high tide and the boat is basically floating along the river, no one pays attention to the rocks at the bottom that can actually destroy the bottom of the boat. The reason is the tide is high. Who cares? But when the water starts to recede and now those rocks start tearing up the bottom of the boat, everyone looks and wants to know, how did they get there? Inaccurate inventory has always been there. Shipping discrepancies have always been there. Not processing your returns have always been in a timely manner, have always been there. Not making delivery times as promised by your sales staff to your customers, they've always been there. But when you look at the recession or a recession and things start to take a turn for the worse, what's the first thing that an organization does? They begin to chop heads. And they chop heads in the one spot of your organization that they should not, your warehouse. If you look, about 17% of companies that go through a recession basically close their doors. 17%, that's 1 in 5 companies, if we were to have a recession today, would probably not open their doors. I think if you look at the pandemic and what it did, I read somewhere that's about 25% of companies did not reopen their doors. When you also look, about 80% of the remaining companies take 3 years to get back to their pre-recession levels. 80% take 3 years to get back to their pre-recession levels. And only about 9% of companies actually thrive. So how do you mitigate this? By addressing the issues you have within your warehouse, within your supply chain today, before the recession happens and you start, or not even a recession, just a down economy, it happens and you start trying to identify who you're going to chop first. Well, hopefully you'll realize it shouldn't be the warehouse. And if it is, then you've probably already started addressing your problems within your warehouse or your distribution center anyway. And that's how you're able to justify that. Anyway, that was 5 minutes, I guess, with TLS. My name is Renee Jones. I hope you visit us on the web at logisticsociety.com. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you the next time. Have a great day. And this was, if you don't feed the warehouse, they'll eat the customers. Have a good one. I'll see you the next time.